So today, as my first ever YouTube video, I am going to be explaining do-it-yourself at-home piercings and the materials that you need for it. Before I do get into this video, I do want to say that I do not promote do-it-yourself piercings or at-home piercings. If there is a shop that you trust or want to go to and can, and you are over the age of 18, or you have a parent who supports the piercing that you are getting, then please go to them. Do not do it yourself unless you feel utterly most comfortable and want to do it. Second of all, this video is mostly for the kids who do not know what they're doing at all when it comes to piercing themselves and how much it annoys everybody else who does. So, anyways, the first thing to get me off, this is my piercing box. I have been piercing myself for about 7 years. I have done my nipples, my septum, my nose multiple times. I've done my lip multiple times, smiley, tongue web, ears. Have stretched my ears. I've pierced my belly button and many more piercings. I have never gone to a shop besides getting my ears done at Claire's, which was one of the biggest mistakes in my whole entire life. Keep that in mind. Piercing guns should be illegal. They really should. Anyways. So, no, this is not the most professional box ever in the whole entire world, and everything I have in here is probably not the best you can get. But for basics, compared to people who burn safety pins and stick them through their mouths, for somebody who's doing this for 7 years, I've never had any complications like infections or bad piercings or rejections or not being straight or unsanitary. So, for materials, these are clamps. All three here, besides this last one. These are used for dermal or microdermal surface piercings, just like this, and it goes right inside. Anyways, so clamps are used to push the skin together and to ensure of having a straighter piercing. When you do get your piercing done, they do say that the clamps do hurt worse than the piercing. I don't agree with that, but when you do get a piercing, you do need to realize that everybody's bodies are different, so you might bleed a shit ton or you might not bleed at all. You might scream, you might cry, you might puke. There are a million different things that could happen to you, so please do not watch one video and be like, I'm going to be exactly like that person, because I promise that you will not be. Okay, so for clamps, they can range from, I want to say, $1 to maybe 15, depending on what you want to get. I will link some good trusted websites that I've been buying these clamps and jewelry off of for all my years of been piercing. And so clamps, just search whatever piercing you want to get with clamps at the end, and I'm sure it's going to come up. Next thing are gloves. These are sterile gloves, latex gloves, and I really do recommend gloves. You do not need to have them, but they do really secure when you're piercing. It's a lot, I'm trying to find the word, I'm sorry. It's just a lot easier. I'm just gonna say that, because when fluids start coming out of your body, etc., like, saliva, any oral piercings, anything like that, it gives you more of a hold on the piercing itself. Second of all, hand sanitizer. Yes, it seems kind of stupid, but put this on before you put your gloves on and put them on after you put your gloves on, and just make sure that everything is sanitary the most it can be. Second of all, for external piercings, I like to use alcohol prep pads. These are really convenient and great to have. Just rub this on the skin and on your piercings and stuff, just to make sure that it's clean and sterile as much as it can be. And on but oral piercings, you're going to want to use mouthwash. So The next thing is the marker, and yes, I do believe that it doesn't matter what you use. I've never had a problem with Sharpie, just a fine tip Sharpie. There could be problems, I'm not sure actually about this, but there are special pens that you can buy that are sterile or even non-sterile that are this special type of ink that helps and all of that. But I've never had a problem with that, so there's that. If you are doing some crazy kind of piercing, like nipples that I did myself, you should get numbing stuff. When you do pierce yourself, you go through a battle of saying, ow, that hurts, you're doing it yourself, and to stop. This will help with that, considering the fact that you will not feel much of stuff. It is very expensive, though. It's about $10 to $15 for this tiny little thing, but it does come in handy. Second of all is needles. These are very, very, very important. I have 2 different kinds of needles here. They are the same needles, different sizes, but they come from different companies. So for this one, sorry that the zoom is so bad right now, guys. They just come like that, and they're EO gas sterilized, and it will tell you when it expires and when it's no longer sterile. And for this one, I'm going to be showing you like what it looks like up close. I'm sorry for saying like. So when they say hollow needle or a tri-beveled medical needle, this is actually, yes, it's hollow. So when it goes through your skin, it's going to take a chunk of your skin out instead of a non-hollow needle. It's going to just push your skin apart. And so that's what happens when infections cause, not all infections obviously, but you can get infections from things like safety pins. And so when you use hollow needles, it makes it a lot easier because right here, this is where you're going to follow or put inside your jewelry, depending on the size that you use. So these are very cheap, so I do recommend that you do buy these. I do not ever, ever, ever recommend you use a safety pin. I don't care if you just got it out of the box, if you burned it, anything like that. Please do not be a dumbass, and please buy hollow needles that are sterile, packaged, and have never been touched by a man hand. Next is jewelry. For jewelry, I recommend that you go to a piercing shop and buy jewelry at a piercing shop. I do not recommend that you buy anything plastic or acrylic for your piercing, only because when you first get pierced, your body it gets very red and gets very hot, and that can cause the skin temperature to rise a lot. And plastics and acrylics do not react to heat very well, and so that can cause infections. And so I do really just recommend going to a piercing shop and getting the right materials for that. What else am I missing? But besides that, I think that covers all for the materials and what you should be expecting. When you first do get your piercings, I do recommend that you go and do a lot of research on it, so you know what to expect, but also know that every single person might not have the same pain experience as you, and to be ready and to just really do your research and have the right materials. But yeah, so thank you for watching.